Good evening and welcome to this edition of HPU All Access on Wednesday, February 19, 2020. I'm Thomas Hart.
And I'm Emily Nagel.
2 teens were arrested in High Point following a shooting.
And tires in Hickory get a tacky makeover. But first, we'll head over to meteorologist Joe Moronsky for a snapshot of our local weather. Joe?
Thanks, Emily and David. Well, good evening, everybody. It's going to be a rough week ahead, if I'm being completely honest with you. If we go ahead and look at this week's forecast, today we all know it was a little weird out. Tomorrow, though, it looks like we have an 80% chance of snow. So if you like those cold temperatures and that white fluffy stuff, tomorrow is going to be the day for you. For the rest of you who love that warm weather, I'm sorry, but it looks like you might just have to lock yourself inside. Friday and Saturday is going to be our Presidential Scholars Weekend, and it looks like we're going to be back into some warm weather for all of our visitors here on campus, with a high of 40 on Friday and a high of 52 on Saturday. Looking ahead into next week, Monday and Tuesday, we're going to start out strong. It's going to be 54 on Monday and a high of 62 on Tuesday. Now looking at our local temperatures, over in Greensboro, it is 47 degrees. In Winston, it's 47. In Yadkinville, it looks like it's going to be a frigid 45. In Walnut Cove, 46. So all around the same level, it looks like we're all experiencing close to the same temperatures. Moving on to our national temperatures. If we go ahead and look up in New York to the north, we have a high of 41 degrees currently, which is pretty nice for New York right around this time. But if we go down to Amarillo, Texas, down south, it's only 32 degrees, so they're experiencing some interesting weather. And of course, Miami is at 80. If we go ahead and look to the west, San Diego's seeing temperatures of 60 degrees. And it looks like everybody else on that coast is also experiencing some warm weather. With that, back to you, Thomas and Emily.
Snow tomorrow? I mean,
We just got to hope for a snow day.
I think we do. I don't think it's going to be enough time.
But we'll cross
I really
our fingers.
think we hope for it.
Yeah.
2 teens are behind bars after a teenager was shot Monday night. Police identified one of the teens as 19-year-old Hugo Martinez, and he's charged with the assault of a deadly weapon with intent to kill. The other suspect is a 15-year-old boy from High Point. Police say the 15-year-old has been arrested previous times, including the possession of a knife on a school campus. As for the victim, police have confirmed that the bullet missed his arteries and bones and no surgery was needed.
Tires are getting a makeover in Hickory as the Hickory, North Carolina Police Department's parking lot had over 50 black steel tacks scattered throughout the lot, which damaged numerous police and civilian vehicles. Police are investigating the situation now and have encouraged to check the tires of those who have been in the parking lot in the last week.
Now it's time to head over to Gabrielle Barone to tell us what is going on with our campus. Gabrielle?
Thank you, Thomas. Mic three. This week on Valentine's Day, President Nito Cobain was seen around campus giving out some delicious treats. He was found in Slane and Cottrell giving out chocolate bars to students to make their day a little bit sweeter. If you weren't able to catch him, he is known for giving out treats for every year of Valentine's Day. So make sure to keep your eyes open for next year to get some delightful treats from our very own president. This past weekend, we also welcomed many families to our campus for Family Weekend. All weekend, there were plenty of things to do around campus, like playing a game of bingo, going to mass, and catching a talk with Nito Cobain. This was an exciting past weekend, but let's talk about what's going on this week. Tomorrow, there will be communion at noon, which is also on every Thursday at the Hayworth Chapel. If you want to find time to connect with yourself spiritually, all are welcome. Later on, tomorrow at 5:30 p.m., there will be Italian Conversation Hour at the Slane Center Cafe. Join the Italian-speaking community that welcomes all levels of Italian speaker to talk over some delicious pasta. If you're looking for some sports entertainment, Millis is hosting men's basketball game at 7 p.m. versus Presbyterian College. This will be a very exciting game. Later on that night, the Extraordinaire Cinema will be playing Pulp Fiction at 9 p.m. Friday at 4 p.m., Solar Superstorms will be playing at the Cult Planetarium. You guys should definitely clear up your schedule because High Point has a lot of stuff for us to be doing this upcoming week. It is so important to take advantage of the opportunities we are given, so get ahead and get involved. I'm Gabrielle Barone, and that's it for Campus Update. See you guys next week.
There's a lot going on this week.
I know, the Solar Superstorms thing seems kind of cool. I'm not sure I have time for it, but
I would love to go.
yeah, definitely.
It seems really cool. High Point's very own Liberty Brewery announced it's closing the past week. The owners announced that the location could be used to better benefit the community, but is reviewing other locations for the restaurant. Liberty's Greenville and Myrtle Beach location will continue to serve.
February marks the start of the NASCAR season with the annual Daytona 500, and usually this event produces some of the most memorable moments of the season. This year was another one to remember, but not for the right reasons. Ryan Newman was surging to the finish line before his Ford was sent into a wall, flipping the car. Newman's crash looked devastating, and for many fans, they immediately started thinking about the late Dale Earnhardt's crash that led to his death. Thankfully, Newman was reported awake and talking with his family on Tuesday afternoon, and Denny Hamlin went on to win the race, becoming the first back-to-back winner at Daytona since 1995. Now it's time to head over to All Access Sports with Wendell Epps. How are our Panthers doing, Wendell?
Thanks, guys. I'm Wendell Epps, and it's time for All Access Sports. The past 7 days has been a wild yet entertaining week for our Panthers sports teams. Beginning with our men's basketball team, after losing a heartbreaker last Thursday at Charleston Southern, 63-66, the guys came back on Saturday night in style and were absolutely feeling it as they knocked off the USC Upstate Spartans here at home, 62-54. Dare I say, it was a freshman show as the two young bloods in John Michael Wright and Eric Coleman led the way in scoring as Eric dropped 16 and John scored 18. The squad will look to extend their win streak to 2 wins when they host the Presbyterian Blue Hose right here at the Millis Center at 7 p.m. on Millis Scholar Athlete Night. So if you're available, definitely come out and support the guys. As for our Lady Ballers, they weren't able to win last Saturday at home against Gardner-Webb as they fell short to the Running Bulldogs 46-62. Despite the loss, Cameron Brown did continue her solid play this season as she led the Panthers with 13 points. Our women's team will look to get back in the win column this Saturday when they travel up to Radford, Virginia to take on the Highlanders at 2 o'clock. It will be the first of a 2-game road trip for the Panthers as they will then travel to Presbyterian next Tuesday. Moving on to our lacrosse teams, our men's team put up an extremely impressive performance Saturday against an extremely very well-rounded Drexel team as they won 16-15. The Panthers certainly came up in the clutch, and it was a sophomore, Hunter Vines, playing like a boss as he led the way, scoring 3 goals for the Panthers. The guys will be back in action this Sunday when they travel up to the Charm City, a.k.a. Baltimore, to take on Cornell at noon. As for our women's lacrosse team, last Friday they received the ultimate test, welcoming the best team in all of women's lacrosse in number 1 UNC. Unfortunately, things didn't go well for the Panthers, losing 3-24. UNC led at the half, 15-1, and things just didn't go the Panthers' way after that. Despite the loss, the atmosphere at Vert was still awesome, and as usual, the Panthers will look to redeem themselves right here in front of their home crowd this Saturday when they welcome in visitors from Virginia as they will take on the James Madison Dukes at 1 o'clock. If you all can't make it to the game, no worries. You can still catch it right on ESPN Plus, where yours truly will be announcing the game. Last but certainly not least, our baseball team was finally in action as they opened up their season with the weekend series against Lafayette. High Point was able to win all 3 games, completing the sweep against Lafayette. And get this, folks, the 3-0 start is the best start by the Panthers baseball program in team history. Yes, history. The Panthers then traveled to North Carolina Central yesterday afternoon, where they were able to win 10-7. The squad then took on number 19 UNC in Chapel Hill, North Carolina earlier today, where they unfortunately suffered their first loss of the season, losing 14-0. The guys will be back home this weekend for another weekend series as they will this time host the Towson Tigers. We've got athletic events being hosted here all the way from Thursday to Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. So come out and support your Panthers. Once again, my name is Wendell Epps, and that's all I have for tonight's High Point Sports Report. Back to you, Emily and Thomas.
Played UNC twice this week. Weren't able to get a win, but chance for both teams to bounce back heading into this weekend.
I'd love to see it. Next is All Access Entertainment with Riley Mannion after these messages.
Express open. Go! Yes! Nice one! Still buffering. What happened? Hey, Joe, we should let you pals know that according to a leading independent study, the most...
Now, let me tell you something. Block sucks. It's time for a little magic.
My name is Yankee. My last name is Kendall. So jokes on you. League. Buy all the diamonds from Africa. Yes, they support the illegal diamond trade. It's insane. You should follow them on Instagram.
What makes the Super Bowl so super? A day we adore. super, it's why we were born. And in the end, when our team won, Mom and Dad looked at each other. One thing led to another that night. We're all babies. It all happened on the night that the Super Bowl was played. Ooh, that's why we're here singing this sweet serenade. And now Super Bowl 50 is here. So much reason for cheer tonight. Super Bowl babies, oh yeah. Super Bowl babies, oh yeah.
In Austin, it's 60 degrees with a Alexa?
Amazon's Alexa lost her voice this morning, causing a
Alexa lost her voice? How is that even possible?
We have the replacements ready. Just say the word.
And you're sure this is going to work?
Yeah.
Alexa, show me a recipe for a grilled cheese sandwich.
Pathetic. You're 32 years of age and you don't know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. Its name is the recipe, you
Alexa, how far is Mars?
Oh, how far is Mars? Well, how am I supposed to know? I've never been there. This guy want to go to Mars. For what? There's not even oxygen there.
Alexa, set the mood.
Now setting the mood. You're in the bush, and you're just so dirty, and you're so sweaty, because it's hot in that bush.
Alexa, reboot.
Alexa, play some country music.
I don't dance now. I make money move.
No, Alexa, country music.
I be in and out them banks so much I know they tired of me.
Alexa, call Brandon.
I'm afraid Brandon is a little tied up. But do let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Jessica? Good boy.
Thanks, guys, but I'll take it from here.
Welcome back to HPU All Access on Wednesday, February 19th, 2020. I'm Thomas Hart.
And I'm Emily Nagel. Now it is time to head over to our entertainment specialist, Riley Mannion, to give the inside scoop on all things entertainment. Riley.
Hey everyone, it's Riley back with your entertainment news. This past Saturday, former Love Island host Caroline Flack passed away. Flack was found dead in her London flat by apparent suicide. She had recently stepped down from hosting after being accused of assaulting her partner in December. Caroline Flack was set to go to trial next month. Our thoughts and condolences are with Caroline's friends and family. Pop star Harry Styles was held at knife point in a robbery on February 14th in the Hampstead area of London. According to a source, the robber pulled out a knife and demanded cash from Styles, and without hesitation, he agreed and gave over the money. Styles was apparently very calm and wanted to make the situation as calm as possible. The police are currently investigating the robbery and are looking for the man that performed these robberies. The Bachelor franchise's new series, Listen to Your Heart, is set to make its premiere on April 13th, 2020. It will follow 20 single men and women who are on the search for love through music. Once the couples begin a relationship on the show, their connections will be tested through musical challenges, those of which will be judged by some of the biggest names in the music industry. The premiere airs on April 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC Network. High Point University's sold-out production of Borrowed Babies opens tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. in the Empty Space Theater. The show will run until February 26th. Support your fellow Panthers and request to be added to the waiting list for possible tickets that may become available. Best of luck to the entire cast and crew of the production. That's all I have for your entertainment updates tonight. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday night. Back to you, Thomas and Emily.
I think we were just saying, The Bachelor. That's a very interesting thing. I'm kind of excited to see how it works out.
I'm really excited. I mean, we know Chris Harrison can do no wrong, so it'll be good.
That's exactly right. Now, a Sunday night fire led to 11 people being displaced in Burlington, North Carolina, and firefighters responded to a call at 1025 Grace Avenue at 7:30. Everyone got out, no one was injured. The fire department estimated that the fire caused $40,000 worth of damage. The American Red Cross will be helping out the displaced residents. As for the cause, the fire department said that a malfunctioning electrical device is responsible.
An electrician in Graham, North Carolina is being accused of stealing approximately $10,000 worth of rings. James Glenn Jones allegedly took the wedding and engagement ring while servicing a home back in November. Authorities say a home break-in did not occur and Jones is now under investigation after the rings had been sold by him in Chapel Hill.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight on HPU All Access. Tune in again next week, same time, same place. And for HPU All Access, I'm Thomas Hart.
And I'm Emily Nagel. Have a great week, High Point.